Whirlwind Episode 3 starts currently. Soo-jin orders Byung-ho to prevent the new doctors with expertise in poisoning from assisting Dong-ho. However, Yun-suk saw this coming, so she promotes Byung-ho to another position outside the hospital and appoints her man. The new chief quickly allows the new team to save Dong-ho. The following morning, Yun-suk visits the hospital and asks the doctors to ensure President Jang Tae-jun recovers slowly without any rushed measures. On the other side, Jong-yun tries to convince Dong-ho to take it easy and rest, but he stubbornly refuses. He is afraid he is running out of time and anticipates Soo-jin's next move to round up new legislators. He calls Jang-suk and asks him to coordinate with the few legislators he has to bring a special investigation against Hyun-soo. Meanwhile, Soo-jin video calls Sang-woon and plans how to save themselves. Soo-jin fears that Sang-woon is doomed since his case has been handed over to Jang-suk. She uses this opportunity to get Sang-woon to relent to her. Out of desperation, Sang-woon asks her to contact one of his right men, Dong-soo, to help her get him out. She asks him not to contact her husband again and let her run the show. She plans to use their people in the system to get a special prosecutor and bring Sang-cheon on board with them. After that, the prosecutor's office will lose its edge, and they will wait for President Jang Tae-jun to return and save them all. As the plot thickens, Hyun-soo is summoned to the prosecutor's office, where hundreds of people show up to support him and criticize the prosecution. Unfortunately, Hyun-soo refuses to cooperate. Another problem arises when Chairman Park refuses to help Dong-ho and scolds him for attacking Hyun-soo at a delicate time. This time, Dong-ho is determined to have his way and keep the case going. If anything, he is curious to see how things will unfold as the politicians pledge their allegiance to President Jang Tae-jun. On the other hand, Soo-jin fails to convince Sang-cheon to join the special prosecution. She gets to his office and is surprised to discover that the prosecution has already arrested Dong-soo. Dong-soo is one of the few people who knows where the skeletons are buried in Daejin Group. He is Sang-woon's vault keeper and, as such, can lead the prosecutors to the hidden slush funds. However, Soo-jin doesn't give up. She visits President Jang Tae-jun at the hospital, hoping the man will wake up and stop Dong-ho. Unfortunately for her, the doctors are under strict orders not to give President Jang Tae-jun shock therapy. Since it is a military hospital, the doctors have to follow Dong-ho's orders as he is the acting president. Soo-jin realizes that time is running out for her. In the meantime, Dong-ho visits the First Lady to threaten her to order her son to confess. He points out that Soo-jin is unreliable and will only save herself. As they talk, the prosecutors arrive at Min-ho's company to arrest him for fraud. Min-ho reaches out to her for help, but Soo-jin is also scared. As the noose tightens around her neck, Soo-jin takes her riskiest move yet. She sends her assistant, Man-gil, outside to keep watch while she kills President Jang Tae-jun. She covers his face with wet wipes and a handkerchief he gave her when they first won the elections. She promises to save his legacy and family as she slowly watches him suffocate to death. Dong-ho is about to convince the First Lady to talk to her son when they receive the news of President Jang Tae-jun's passing. Once again, Soo-jin ruins Dong-ho's plan and saves herself. As expected, the president's death shakes up the nation, and Soo-jin further stirs the people's anger against Dong-ho. She lies that in his last moment, President Jang Tae-jun succumbed after learning of his son's arrest. She adds that the president's last words were to reform the prosecution and ask for forgiveness for failing the nation. The people turn against Dong-ho completely, even as the latter plans the president's funeral, at the same time. Soo-jin places herself as one of the chief mourners, hoping to will help with her popularity among the people. As she and Dong-ho discuss her cheap antics at President Jang Tae-jun's wake, Yun-suk angers the people more when she announces that the investigation into Yun-soo will continue. The people get angry, and Soo-jin is forced to escort Dong-ho to his car so that he doesn't hide at the venue like a coward. A few days before the funeral, the family refuses to let Dong-ho give the eulogy, and they pick Soo-jin instead, which is a big deal. By giving the eulogy, it signifies that Soo-jin should be his successor. Of course, Soo-jin gives a moving speech about how some bad apples are trying to destroy President Jang Tae-jun's legacy and how she will protect it. She also refuses to shake Dong-ho's hand in public during the funeral. 3 days later, Jang Suk is caught off guard when he learns that the case against Hyun-soo was stopped. The prosecutor general even apologizes to the First Lady, and Pil-gyu goes to great effort to embarrass Jang Suk even though he is a subordinate. Pil-gyu is feeling himself because Soo-jin is backing him up. She is now focused on the next phase as her popularity skyrockets. At the Blue House, Dong-ho and his team worry about his dropping popularity and the fallout with the Korean Liberal Party. In fact, most of the ministers don't want to work with Dong-ho and are threatening to resign. Dong-ho can't run a country without support. He decides it is time to step down and give up his position as the acting president. He calls for a press release and announces that he is resigning. However, he vows to return to the Blue House as a legitimately elected president of the people.